Yo, Katsura here. We are back with a tier list update video. The last time I made a tier list video was way before I started my CN account about 3-4 months ago. This video is actually edited and cut from my tier list stream a few days ago. So if you want to watch the whole thing, I'll have a link to the VOD down below. Quick disclaimer, as always with any kind of tier lists are subjective, and this is just what I think about the characters. It is not the end all be all of tier lists, so take it with a grain of salt. Don't be salty. Also, please be civil in the comments. If you agree or disagree, that's fine, just don't be mean about it. With that out of the way, some things about the tier list specifically. For the first time and going forward, my tier lists are going to include CN characters and Euphoria's release in CN as of 3.0 plus AC Collab. Lastly, some characters are mislabeled, some showing only their first or second Euphoria or no Euphoria at all, like Sotheby's picture here. But when I'm talking about the characters, I'm going to be basing their overall ranking with all of their Euphorias in mind. Okay, that's it. Enjoy the video. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go survival first, support, sub carry, and then damage dealers last. We're gonna try to go in order, but I want to put the boundaries, like what is the best. We all know, and I'm pretty sure an S plus tier is 2 units. Okay, you may or may not have guessed it, it's gonna be Fatutu and Kiparina. This is absolutely, there's no question for these two, right? Fatutu is the best healer in the game, literally can cleanse every single turn with her skill. She has damage mitigation or damage sharing. She also supports follow-up. There's so many characters in follow-up or use follow-up. Like the top 3 teams all do follow-up. Ulrich does follow-up. Caron does follow-up. Lucy does follow-up. The Dino team does follow-up. You got Blood type team does follow-up. Was it Sentinel, Nautica, Simois, all follow up. This is so easy. Fatutu is top tier, and she's also top tier with Ezio. So no question, no doubt Fatutu's up here. And then Kiparina, you know, when you're thinking of surviving, you're thinking about sustain. Obviously, you either heal yourself or you shield yourself, right? So the best shield in the game is Kiparina. So you got a healer and a shielder here, and she gives automatic shields. No need to use a skill, and when you're in the shield, you get buffs. So absolutely top tier units, easy peasy. We don't need to think about it anymore. Okay, so now we're going to put in sustained characters that are good but not in their tier, or maybe if they are in their tier, if they are, we'll put it up to a vote. Now we're gonna do the 1.0 sustains, 3 sustains in 1.0. So these are sustains because obviously they heal, they provide shields and all that stuff. Okay, medicine pocket right here. You can kind of put them in any team really. Automatically heal whenever you get hit, automatic heals, automatic shield, automatic sturdiness. Like you don't have to use a single skill. And then if you want to use a skill, you can use the shooting card that debuffs the enemy, and they take so much damage. And Days with his ultimate, like come on, that's pretty insane. They can be put into the blood type team, so he's already part of like the top tier teams. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if we compare Medicine Pocket to Sotheby is really good, right? She's an amazing healer, but if you're not playing her in a poison team, the other half of her kit, which is poison, it's kind of wasted. I think Sotheby as a sustain, we're gonna just put her right now in A+ tier, and we're also gonna put New Babel in this tier as well. And the reason why is because New Babel, yes, she provides a shield that is automatic. You don't have to skill for it, but all her other skills are not that great. The J New Babel comp was great when it came out, but now it's okay, because if you're really looking for follow-up damage, probably better off playing Ezio right now. So both their kits, they both do great sustain, healing, shielding, but the second part of their kit, it's not in the best teams. So that's why I'm just gonna put them in A+ for now. Yeah, Sotheby's missing the E1 tag, but we're just gonna assume she's Euphoria. Moving on, 1.2, we have the OG GOAT. Used to be must pull, best healer in the game. Oh my goodness, we're waiting for her Euphoria. I cannot wait for Tooth Fairy to be meta again. She is amazing, her design's amazing, 1.2 story was amazing, but unfortunately she has been left in the dust. Oh my goodness. Or have her be the first one in A tier. Okay, so she's still good, but she's just not that great anymore. She has auto heals, which is really nice, but the auto heals is not every turn. It's only every few turns. You have to stack up the baby tooth. 1.5, we got Bathadia and Ooh, Ezra. Okay, here we go. So this one is a little interesting. After playing Ezra in CN with on Dynamo and on Blood type, Reverse1999 wants to make him the sustain of those teams. Which Euphoria are we talking about? We're just going to be talking about overall. So whichever Euphoria makes him stand out the most, we'll use that one. But we can also take into account that he has 2 Euphoria, so he can be a little extra flexible. So here's the thing with Ezra. Yes, he has 2 Euphorias, one with Blood type, one with Dynamo, both part of the best teams that are going to be coming in 2.8, but a lot of people don't like using him as the sustain because it's not as comfy. It's definitely not as comfy in the Blood type team. The Dynamo team can be okay. I think he sustains the best in Dynamo. It's like 2 turns vulnerability, 2 turns you're like cracked out. You're playing him in the newest Dynamo team. There's 2 turns of downtime where there's no electric field, you have to shield yourself, and then there's the next 2 turns where you're fully shielded, fully shrooming the enemy. So it's like 50-50 of the time, which is not bad, but it's not full coverage. I think he's low S, so he's gonna be an S tier right now, but I'm gonna put him right down here, okay? I don't think he's better than Medicine Pocket, but I do think Ezra is better than So to be Miss New Babel. Okay, so Villa. So with the new Euphoria Villa, obviously she's super good now. She can auto heal, she can give the buff with the precast incantation, so you don't even have to use the buff anymore if she's in her ulti state. Plus she can buff multiple people now. Only thing that would put her into S+ tier in my opinion, obviously we're not going to be putting her in S+ tier, is if her cleanse was in the heal, because her cleanse right now, I believe, I don't think they changed it, it's only when you ulti, because like the top tier supports, Fatutu can cleanse every turn, Katarina can cleanse like stuns every turn, but Villa needs her ult to cleanse. So but she does have cracked buffs. Honestly, we don't even have to do who's better, right? We can just put them all in S tier and be like, hey, they're good, but people love to compare. So we'll put it up to a vote. All right, so the poll is out. We're gonna do, is Villa better than Medicine Pocket? They both deserve to be an S tier. So I'm closing the poll, and we have a 68% saying Villa is better than Med Pocket. Okay, sure. I think it doesn't really matter too much because they're basically in the same tier anyway. All right, so we'll scooch Medicine Pocket over and put in Villa 1.8. All right, so I've been thinking about this one. My goat, or one of my goats, Kakania. Is Kakania support, sustain? Hey guys, Editor Kasuri here. I just wanted to give a better explanation as to why Kakania is no longer S+ tier for me, and it's because of the release of better sustains and euphorias of older characters. If you have been playing this game for a very long time, you may remember that Kakania was viewed as one of the best units for her Genesis damage, her buffs, but most importantly, her value as a damage sharing and damage mitigation. Kakania was super valuable back then because the best healers at the time were Tooth Fairy and non-Euphoria Villa, who did not mitigate the damage like Fatutu does, nor provide bigger HP pools via a big shield like Katarina. They also did not apply sturdiness like the new Euphorias of Villa and Medicine Pocket, so Kakania was really the only way back then to keep your team from being one-shot, especially in Reveries. Plus she had an attack buff and some Genesis damage overall, making her a pretty good universal support pairing with any of the older sustains. Nowadays there are way better sustains to keep your team alive and more specific and niche supports for each team, so in my opinion her value has gone down a bit, but she is still super valuable if you don't have any of the current top sustains. Also, there's one thing I want to point out about her kit that could see more potential in the future, which is she can replicate 30% of the damage you do in one round as Genesis damage. For example, if you do 1 million damage to one enemy in one round, Kakania's ultimate can replicate 30% of that damage in Genesis damage, so she will do 300k Genesis damage if you do 1 million that round. Imagine the future where we get crazy power creep where a character is able to do 10 million damage in one round. Kakania will be able to do 3 million Genesis damage as well. Yeah, I wouldn't say she's future proof, but she has a lot of potential, especially if she's going to get a Euphoria. All right, we're putting Kakania in S. Kakania is going to be considered support, and we're also going to put her in S. Okay, and that wraps up the sustain category. All right, on to the support category. We're gonna do the same exact thing. We put best survival here first. And the best support, it's a freaking laundry girl. Laundry baby. Does anyone have any objections to this? I don't think so. Basically, you can probably put her in almost any team in the game. She's an alternative in the best teams in the game. Ezio, Nautica, Dynamo. She's also like the best in their first iteration of their team, which is Nautica, Simulwise, Flutter Page. What is it? Lucy, Ulrich, Flutter Page. Ezio, Cassandra, Flutter Page. Junanza, Flutter Page. Windsong, Flutter Page. You can go Angel Nala 37, Flutter Page. You could have even in the first iteration of Impromptu, Barcarola, Voyager, Flutter Page. She definitely deserves to be an S+. Okay, so that's the reasoning. Okay, moving on. I don't want to talk about her anymore. I don't want to talk. It's always Flutter Page. I don't want to talk about her. I don't want to think about her. Nah, she's cracked. She's awesome. All right, let's talk about 1.0 support. So let's pull them out here. We got Annalie. I would think she's a support. Druvis, I feel like nowadays is less of a carry, more of a support. Okay, we're ended it. All right, guys. I am down to put her as a support. Putting Druvis in A+, and then very quick reasoning. Overall, a pretty good support for the plant units, but at the end of the day, her supporting is only for plant units, right? Until we get some more plant units that are better, then I think she'll eventually go up. But for now, I think they haven't released a Planetflatus character in a very long time. A lot of people are speculating that the next 3.1 characters are probably going to be a plant character. All right, Anan Lee. Damage bonus, the damage resistance up. She also ranks up your incantations for free. She also applies debuffs with her Euphoria. She was meant to be played with Noir, but we know how Noir is right now. So I think Anan Lee is in a rough spot right now. She probably needs another Euphoria too. So Anan Lee's A tier. She's, like I said before, she's just okay. The character she supports right now, well, she was mainly supporting Noir. Her Euphoria came when Liang Yu and Noir came, but unfortunately Noir, you know the situation with her. Yeah, so I agree with that. A is fine. Okay, Regulus and Voyager. They're literally all okay. Everyone in Impromptu is a support. Let's go. It's pretty easy. I think everyone's going to agree that they're a support. Since we're already on the topic of Impromptu, let's just do Olive, okay? So Olive is going to be better than both of them, 100%. So with that, the reason why we decided to place Olive first is because wherever we place Olive, it's going to establish where we are going to place Impromptu support. There's literally going to be one tier under. I don't think anyone is going to disagree with that, okay? Regulus and Voyager here. So we've decided for the Impromptu supports, Olive is the best one, but not as crazy as Flutter Page. The other two Impromptu supports are super important to the Impromptu team. However, they are not the most important ones. The ones are Cabarina, Olive, Barcarola, and then Regulus and Voyager. Okay, so majority has said it's support. All of the Impromptu characters are there to support Impromptu. They're not DPSs themselves. They're all supports. So Barcarola is going to be in the support tier. Wow. I agree with this though. It's not even that shocking. All right. So now that we've established where our Impromptu is, put Impromptu where it belongs so it makes sense. All right, I don't think anyone is going to argue this, but Impromptu is broken, okay? Impromptu and S+ tier. We're gonna put Impromptu first here, just because we're on the topic of Impromptu. I don't want to go back and come back to this and get this whole conversation. Okay, Pickles. So Pickles is a mineral support that got a Euphoria. Is crazy good because if you put him behind a mineral character, he is going to dispel the enemy's buff. If you're playing him behind, or you're putting him behind a middle character like the big ones, Junanzi, Recoleta, DPS Cassandra, you can even put him behind Simulwise, Sentinel. He is going to make them cracked. Put him behind Eternity. Any mineral character in the future that comes out will probably be able to make use of Pickles. Okay, so we'll put him here for now, okay? It is what it is. Collab Shemaine. Is Shemaine sub Dps or support? Quick. I'm not gonna do a poll. Shout it out. Sub. Yeah, that's great. Subpar. Subpar. Jesus. Okay. Come back to him later. Okay, 1.4. We got 6. Oh, okay. He's definitely support. Buffer, debuffer, purify. Used to be the core. Used to be Tooth Fairy 6. Everyone was like Tooth Fairy 6, Tooth Fairy 6. Every team. Because he's in that era with Tooth Fairy, I kind of just want to put him in A. Okay, so we're gonna put 6 here. Still very, very good, but not as good as the characters up there. Isolde, yes, Isolde is a support. Technically, Isolde is a sub DPS, but her damage is outdated. Okay, I know you guys voted support, but I think I'm convinced she was initially supposed to be a sub DPS support. So Isolde, burn unit, reality debuffer, crit debuffer, a bit of damage with follow attacks once you stack her to the finale form, and she gives bonus damage, but unfortunately she doesn't do that much damage now. She does still do good support for reality carries. Okay, Mercuria, she's only gotten better. She is right here. So back then, this trigger condition was impossible. At the end of the round, if allies have casted 2 or more rank 3 incantations, then she'll get 1 Moxie. So she can cycle the Moxie and cycle her ulti. Back then, it was literally impossible. Not even Marcus could get 3-star incantations that consistently every single round. But now with the Marcus Euphoria, this is now possible. She's better now with Marcus, is what I'm trying to say. For the people, for the people watching the tier list, not sure. 20% crit, 30% crit damage, 50% damage dealt, 20% incantation might. 4 buffs, and you get to dispel stuff on the enemy, and you get to rank up your allies' incantations. I'm gonna put Mercuria right here. Lopera, okay. The reason why in the past I've said Lopera is better than Mercuria is because she's way more universal, way less AP hungry, and she doesn't have to trigger that 2 rank 3 incantations to get the extra Moxie. Lopera can be sufficient by herself. She provides crit rate and crit damage, which every single character in Reverse1999 can benefit from. She can give you incantation might if your character is using incantations, or if their ultimate might. Yes, Lopera is so flexible, she can be any team, but she's not going to be the best option. So Lopera right here. We are full in here. Oh my god, we forgot Argus. So yeah, Argus is, if not still, one of the best single target supports you can bring to a fight. All right, I think that's it for the supports. Getting spicy now. All right, we're gonna get into the sub DPS / DPS. All right, we're just gonna finish the 1.0 characters. A Knight, I'm sorry, bro. He's going to be our benchmark. Okay, we'll move him up later. All right, Eternity. Okay, her new Euphoria, pretty good. It's pretty good. It says E1, but we're counting E1 and E2. So previously in 2.6, I'd put Eternity as a sub DPS here because her first Euphoria, she was more of a sub DPS, like not really that great of a DPS. But with the new Euphoria, her E2, she is definitely doing a lot more damage once you hit her rank 3, where she constantly activates her ult and does lots of damage. She's going to be paired very, very nicely with the upcoming support Sentinel and Euphoria Semmelweis. However, she does take a little too long to rank it up to 3 to start doing the damage. And if we are to compare her mineral DPS status to Recoleta, I don't think anyone would say she's better or significantly better than Recoleta. So that's why she's going to be A+, because I foresee in the future that we're going to put Recoleta in somewhere here. Lilia, glow up girl when she got the Euphoria, because she was one of the very first characters to get a Euphoria. But now other people have gotten Euphorias, and their Euphorias have surpassed Lilia's Euphoria. So what are we thinking? A? Yeah, I'll put her in the first column of A. The new glow up girl, I forgot, Centurion. This is just some of what she can do. All right, this is the new Centurion Euphoria. Obviously, this is a damage per screenshot. Are you ready to see this Centurion damage? 365k equaling to 914,000 single target 3-star kick. And then the next one, another 1-star card here, 200k. Balanced. I'll go with A+ for now. 1.1 Melania. She is obviously my favorite character. I'm hella biased. Best character in the game. To be honest, I'm glad she's really good though. She's like the universal ultimate might buffer that also provides mad utility. 36% crit rate and crit damage on the ultimate might, and not only that, she has double utility, which is crazy because you can drain Moxie from the enemy. The only thing that can stop this is Moxie protection. It's not like a Beacorn seal. It's not like a Voyager seal. You can literally just yoink their Moxie over and over and over again and stop them from ulting, which is amazing. And then another utility is that when you attack the enemy, you're gonna inflict passion drain, but when your teammates attack them, they're gonna gain +1 moxie. So she's super good. Not only is she giving some insane ultimate buffs, but she has double utility on her cards. We'll speed run through the last few. All right, on to 1.3 characters. Let's just start with Collab. Okay, Collab, she did have a banner recently. Hopefully that's a hint that she may get a Euphoria soon, but as of now, she is. Unfortunately, here, Shemaine. So Shemaine, he's much worse Melania. Barely utility. Shemaine, she's an ultimate sub DPS support. He was meant to be supportive in the ultimate team, the first iteration with like Recoleta and Melania, but even then he didn't make the cut because people were preferring to play Lopera. So he really never got a time to shine. He definitely needs another Euphoria. 37. So 37, Blue Pawk's favorite child. Sometimes she can be the main TPS, sometimes she can be the supportive DPS. She's still very good because, would you have guessed it, because Flutter Page is so insane and it really synergizes perfectly with 37. 37 is carried by Flutter Page. Okay, A+ sub DS low A+, yeah, for now. 1.5, we have Spathadia. Okay, Spathadia, again, one of those older characters. I'll just put her, yeah, probably here. Oh, Jessica. Oh my goodness, I forgot Jessica. She's gotten 2 Euphorias. First one was weirdly Petrify, was not very good. And then Jessica also then got another Poison Euphoria. Jessica is not like here with these characters. I think with her E2, the Poison is okay enough to warrant her to be an A+ here. Junansa got a Euphoria. Very, very good follow-up. So much follow-up support already in the game. Like, if you can make use of Flutter Page and Fatutu, like, not only that, she can make use of Pickles. So Junanzi, Pickles, Flutter Page, Fatutu, solid. Really good team. She's probably going to be in low S, okay? All right, on to get Tien. Tien gets a Euphoria in 3.0. Amazing support for ultimate carries. Even better if you're a reality damage dealer. Infinite Moxie, infinite array, infinite follow-up attack, 700% damage. Jesus. Get Tien is pretty easy. He's going to be an easy S. 1.7. 1.7 was Marcus and Isolde. We already put Isolde. All right, the glow up. Another glow up girl. There's going to be a lot of glow up girls because there's a lot of female characters in this game. Absolutely disgusting with her Euphoria, and you play her with her core team, Marcus, Mercuria, Villa. You get all the Mercuria buffs. You make use of all the Villa buffs. We're gonna go with S tier, but she's going to be the top of S tier. Is Winsong still an S+ character? The reason why Winsong is, in my opinion, still decent and why she's still ranked pretty high is because it's another character, who would have guessed it, that can make use of Flutter Page. All right, A+, tear her down. Boo Winsong. It's really not that bad though. For now, since you guys said A+, we'll just go with A+. We'll do top of A+, okay? We cannot discount that she has the ability to stack a lot of damage. All right, I know y'all hate Winsong, y'all hate stacking. You don't even have to play stacking Winsong. You can play fast cycle or the short cycle Winsong, and it's still pretty good. Man, y'all just hate on Winsong, okay? Jesus. I think she is low S. It's Lucy time. Okay, I'm gonna keep it buck. Lucy, Euphoria, Dynamo, absolutely freaking busted. I don't think anyone's gonna argue this. Dynamo is one of the top 2 teams even in the game, so no questions. I'm not gonna even argue. Simoice was in that patch. Yes, we know she's amazing with Nautica, also amazing for Eternity, also amazing for Sentinel, also amazing by herself. She gives damage reduction, she gives damage bonus, gets free Moxie, and she does follow-up attack, so she can make use of Flutter Page and she can make use of Pickles. Easy S+. 2.0. Jay's biggest thing is giving her team a shield and follow-up attacking, like AoE, follow-up attack. You know who else just came out this patch that has a counter, riposte, or whatever you want to call it? Ezio. And you know Ezio does? He does in one slash probably like all the slashes that Jay does. Unfortunately, you know, I'm not trying to poop on Jay, but because I think Jay's super cool. 2.1 is Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. Willow went down, but Tuesday stays. Tuesday is for sure in S tier as a sub carry, purely just because Ezio has brought back poison, and she is the one that makes poison crit. The poison doesn't go away. She's the core in the Ezio poison team, and we all know how OP Ezio is. Angel Nala, the third true limited character. Most of the time when you're looking for a beast carry, if you have Angel Nala, you're more than likely to use her as the main DPS, even though she has that link thingy, which makes her kind of like a sub DPS and gives the buff to the link character and the control and the stun. Yes, so you know, it can go either way. I'm okay with putting Angel Nala as a DPS or a sub DPS. 26 votes for sub DPS. But if you're really thinking about where you are using Angel Nala most of the time, she is the main DPS. Because anything that's beast weak, you know, you want to probably go Angel Nala, right? My argument for Angel Nala is the DPS. Because in this stage right here, Angel Nala is clearly the DPS that's doing most of the damage. She is paired with Mercuria just so that it can proc Angel Nala's follow-up attack, not because of Mercuria. We'll just put her in sub DPS for now, but I believe she is a main DPS. Let's go on to the next one. Willow, oh boy. Previous best poison carry with Tuesday, but with the introduction of Ezio, Willow it's going down. Every character here is P0. Lang Yu is the main DPS. Okay, so Lang Yu is the main DPS. Needs to be played with Flutter Page if you have P0. She's a follow-up attack character that is very ult reliant, very AP hungry. Yeah, in terms of like a star damage compared to Ezio that came out, it's not going to compare. Kind of hard to explain Lang Yu because she's a true limited character. She has potential, but she's in this bunch where it's like you're neat. If you're in the right content, you will be very, very good. Okay, Noir, unfortunately, not very, very good. I pulled for her, easily surpassed by Recoleta, who's coming up next. Her gimmick is debuffs on the enemy, but there's not a lot of characters that can apply a lot of debuffs. She does mental damage, so she can't really take full effect of Gatian, because Gatian does give reality shred. If she was reality, maybe she would be a little bit better. We are going to move Lilia not to B yet, but she is low A tier. Recoleta, okay, she's S tier right now, but then if we get an ultimate support, she will be back in S plus tier. Let's just see it. Yep, a lot of people are saying S, so we're gonna go with S. Recoleta is not S plus anymore. All right, his Sabetha. She's like an alt user. She can be played in multiple teams, actually. She can be played in the ultimate team. She can be played in the Mercuria team now because her thing counts as incantations with Villa now. Because she has the precast incantation and you don't have to use her skills that much. There's like Lang Yu teams you can use her. There's the Ezio ultimate team you can use her. Marcus team you can use her in. But she's never really the star of those teams. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be the top of A+. On to the stars of the show. We've made it. Let's just start off with Nautica. There's no question that Nautica is up here. So Nautica is the newest character that's going to be coming in global in 3 weeks. She is absolutely insane. Well, I'm going to put Nautica in the front here. She's so easy to play. She's tanky. She does a lot of damage. You literally can do every single stage in Reveries with Nautica. Like, I don't know if you can say that about a lot of characters. Lucy is insane, but she does take like 2 turns to ramp up. Nautica, if you get good RNG, you get your ult second turn, you nuke the whole fight. Okay, moving on. Ulrich is a sub DPS. He is going to be in the Dynamo team. I know people have placed him in S+. I don't think he's as valuable as someone. You can't really put Ulrich everywhere. Yes, he's part of one of the best teams. Ulrich is a sub DPS that does follow-up attack damage when he's charging up his own buffs for a big ultimate damage. Also, when he's charging up, he's going to charge your electric field. When the electric field gets to level 1, level 2, level 3, you're going to gain plus incantation might, and then at the very end, level 3, you're going to get ultimate might, incantation might, and then that way he can be seen as a very good support. But if you're only playing Ulrich like that, you're going to need to use a lot of his skills to charge the electric field to get that big buff for only 2 turns. So it's kind of rough playing him as a solo to get the field. If you have not played with Ulrich, you cannot vote. I love Ulrich. Okay, here we go. Yeah, okay, thank you. So I've already given my reason. Okay, all right, Muldir. Okay, next, we're almost done. 2 more. Oh, 4 more. Muldir feels like they wanted to make a Flutter Page for the ultimate team, but they did not want to make her too broken like Flutter Page. So they put a lot of caveats into Maldir's kit, which is why you don't see Maldir that high in tier list compared to Flutter Page. In order to proc the maximum buffs of Maldir, you have to consume a lot of Moxie. Ultimate niche, not terrible because she does give a lot of good buffs, and the +1 AP is generally very, very valuable in ultimate teams who need to use a move to ult. She is definitely in this S tier here. All right, let's do 3.0. The easiest one to rank is Karon. Absolutely, this guy right here, he is the turning point of Dynamo. He literally makes Dynamo absolutely disgusting. Like the core is Karon. Karon plus Lucy, Karon plus Ulrich. This guy is like the core, honestly. And not only that, this guy can be played in the impromptu team, and he has an execute, and he has crit rate bonus. He has too much in the kit, and if you put him behind a character, their ulti will not consume AP. So he has a built-in like mini version of +1 AP, and gives crit rate, and debuffs the enemy, and executes the enemy below 20% or something. He is the top of Sub DPS, no questions asked. Okay, next one, Sentinel. Okay, Sentinel is the primary support for Nautica, the one that they wanted to replace Flutter Page with. So she is the Flutter Page replacement in the Nautica team. Flutter Page is still very, very competitive in that Nautica Simways team. However, Sentinel does one thing that is better than Flutter Page for Nautica teams, which is Sentinel can give a HP damage increase bullet to Nautica. A lot of Nautica's damage is also in the ult. So the ultimate gets super buffed by the HP bullet. Unfortunately, Flutter Page cannot buff that portion of Nautica's ult damage. I feel like she will be a very, very good unit in the future when we get more HP scaling units. Okay, this is perfect. This is good. I see it. I see the vision now. So we're gonna put Sentinel and Ulrich at the very top of S. They're like borderline low S plus tier. You see this big gap between the lower S tier niche supports versus the really, really, really good ones up here, and then the extremely good ones up here. Okay, and then you already know what this last law is probably going to be, guys. You guys can already tell. Okay, and we are now on to the Assassin's Creed Collab, our last two characters of the tier list here. Without a doubt in my mind, everyone knows Ezio is insanely cracked right up here. And then obviously we have a spot right here because she is part of the best, one of the best DPSs in the game. She's obviously going to join the two right here. Best DPSs has the best support DPS. Best DPS has the best support sub DPS. Best DPS has the best sub support DPS, whatever you may want to call it. Okay, these ones are just higher up here because they also support the best DPS in the game, but they are not only super good in their team, they can be put into other teams that are also really good. Didn't really have to say too much. Ezio is really good. 3 different types of play styles: follow up, poison, ultimate. Follow attack is crazy, poison is crazy. Ultimate team, if that gets an ultimate healer, it's going to be crazy. Cassandra here, the dedicated supporter for Ezio. As long as Ezio is on the top, Cassandra will be on the top. She is the best Ezio support. All right, so you made it to the very end of the video. So this is actually my final tier list. After the live stream ended, I did go back to look at everything in the tier list, and I did make a few changes, but not too many major ones, and also tidied it up so that it looks a little better. It is very, very crowded in that S tier. So yeah, so this is the final tier list. I do have it in my Discords if you want to check it out. Otherwise, feel free to pause or take a picture of the video here. And lastly, again, this is just my tier list. This is subjective. This is what I think of the characters. This is not the end all be all. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't be salty. Be civil in the comments. Even if you agree or disagree, try not to be mean about it. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.